Today, we're talking about something that's much more emotional than investment returns or tax planning. It's family. Specifically, what happens when the people you love start depending on your retirement savings. I'm Ken Clark, president of Retirement Risk Managers, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Emma Lasky, client experience specialist. Whether it's helping an adult child with rent, co-signing a loan, or paying for a grandchild's college, bailing someone out of financial trouble, these decisions can have lasting impacts on your retirement. Emma, this is one of those topics that almost every retiree faces at some point.
It really is. And the hardest part is that these aren't strangers asking for help. They're your children, your grandchildren, your siblings, sometimes even lifelong friends. And saying no can be incredibly difficult.
One thing I've learned over the years is this. Most retirees don't lose their retirement because they made one terrible investment. Sometimes they lose it one generous decision at a time. A few $1,000s here, helping with the down payment there, covering a credit card debt, buying a car, helping another through an emergency. Individually, none of those requests can seem overwhelming, but together they can slowly erode decades of disciplined saving.
And most people aren't trying to be irresponsible. They're trying to be good parents or grandparents.
Exactly. Their heart is in the right place, but the problem is that retirement savings aren't easily replaced. If you're 35 and you give away $20,000, you still have decades to rebuild. But if you're 60, that money may have been intended to support you for the next 25 or even 30 years. One of the biggest misconceptions is thinking, I'll just help this one time. Sometimes that's true, but often it becomes a pattern. Once family members know you're willing to step in financially, future requests become more likely. And eventually, your retirement plan begins supporting multiple households instead of just one.
And that is something people don't think about. They've budgeted for 2 people, not 6.
Here's the perspective that surprises many people. One of the greatest financial gifts you can give your children is making sure you never become financially dependent on them. Now think about that. Protecting your retirement isn't selfish, it's responsible. Running out of money later in life creates emotional and financial stress for everyone in the family. By protecting your own financial independence, you're actually protecting your children as well.
Now, we're not saying you should never help family. There are certainly times when helping makes perfect sense.
Absolutely. Sometimes helping family is one of the most rewarding things you can do. The key is making sure that the gift fits comfortably within your retirement plan. Notice I said retirement plan, not your checking account. Just because you have the cash available today doesn't necessarily mean you can afford to give it away. Every dollar has a job to do over a retirement that could last 3 decades. One question I encourage clients to ask themselves is, am I solving a temporary problem or am I supporting a permanent pattern? Helping someone throughout an unexpected medical emergency is very different than repeatedly paying off someone's monthly bills because they consistently overspend.
That's a hard distinction to make emotionally.
It is. I've seen it. And sometimes saying yes today actually delays someone from developing better financial habits tomorrow. Helping someone succeed isn't always the same as rescuing them.
So how do people say no without damaging relationships?
Well, there's several different ways, but one approach is to let your financial plan make the decision. Instead of saying, I don't want to help, you can honestly say, our retirement plan only allows us to give a certain amount each year. Or, we've committed to protecting our retirement income so we don't become a financial burden later. That shifts the conversation away from emotion and toward long-term planning. Remember, financial help doesn't always have to mean writing a check. Sometimes the greatest gift is your experience. You can help build a budget, review a job offer, connect someone with professional resources, help them negotiate debt, watch the grandchildren while they work overtime, offer wisdom instead of money. Those forms of support can be incredibly valuable without jeopardizing your retirement.
Sometimes people need guidance even more than they need cash.
Here's something many financially successful families do. They create rules before requests happen. For example, we don't co-sign loans, we don't withdraw from retirement accounts to help family, we only give money that we never expect to get back, and we don't make financial decisions without discussing them together. Having predetermined rules removes a lot of the emotions in the moment.
That's really smart. You're deciding with logic instead of guilt.
And don't assume you'll be paid back. Here's another lesson we've seen repeatedly. If you choose to lend money to family, only do it if you could emotionally and financially handle never seeing that money again. Unfortunately, many family loans quietly become gifts. And when repayment doesn't happen, it creates hurt feelings on both sides. Sometimes it's actually healthier to either give a smaller amount as a gift or politely decline altogether.
One thing I've noticed is that families often avoid talking about money until there's a crisis.
That's exactly right. Open conversations today can prevent painful misunderstandings tomorrow. If your children understand that your retirement savings have a specific purpose to generate income for the rest of your life, they're often much more understanding than people expect. At the end of the day, protecting your retirement isn't about choosing money over family. It's about making sure that your financial security lasts as long as you do. The goal isn't to stop being generous. It's to be generous in a way that's sustainable. Because once retirement savings is spent, there usually is not another paycheck coming to replace it. If you're wondering whether your current retirement plan leaves room for helping family while still protecting your future, that's exactly the type of planning we help people with every single day. Visit rrm.vegas or our full website at retirementriskmanagers.com to learn more about how we guide clients through what we like to call life's longest vacation. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of the Retirement Income Blueprint. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who's thinking about their next chapter. Until next time, dream big, plan intentionally, and keep building the retirement you truly deserve.